Hi, thanks so much for being here for my presentation. I'm Maddie Schleck, the creator behind the Digital Detox Zine that I am going to be giving a presentation on today. So let's get into it. First up on the agenda is the project topic, which is going to be pretty much all the background on my project, how I recognized a problem, and what's kind of lacking in that area. Then I'm going into the research findings, both in my literature reviews and my in-person interviews, and getting a general consensus of what I found. Then I have a user persona of the person who we are marketing this product towards. I explain some of the competition or what's already out there and exists in accordance to this topic. I have all of my rough drafts and the process of what went into creating this zine. I include external feedback. So after those final first drafts, I gathered feedback and was able to apply that to my final design. And we're going to see the actual deliverable that I printed out. Then I'm going to explain the technology aspect that went into it, the marketing aspect that went into it, and then a overall conclusion. We're going to wrap up everything that we learned, and yes, so let's start. So for the project topic, this semester, I wanted to do a project that interests me and related to my life, which was decreasing my screen time. Ever since the pandemic, I've felt like I'm on technology nonstop. I've tried numerous ways to limit my usage, but nothing has ever really stuck for me. So I came up with a project that would encompass everything that I learned in my ETBD major and help people and myself disconnect from technology and reconnect with themselves and the world around them. As our lives become increasingly dependent on screens and devices, we've lost touch with the simple pleasures of life and the importance of being present in the moment. This zine is an aesthetic and accessible guide that provides practical tips, activities, resources for anyone looking to take a break from technology and prioritize their mental and physical health. I created this zine to empower people to take control of their relationship with technology and live a more balanced and fulfilling life. That doesn't mean getting rid of technology completely, it just means being more mindful in our consumption. Whether you're looking to unplug for a day or a week, this zine is the perfect companion to help you get started on your digital detox journey. So that's pretty much how this whole project started and what I am going to be getting into. Okay, so next up I have my research findings that I did mainly in literature. And what I found was that dopamine fasting has been promoted as a quick fix for overconsumption, completely cutting out technology, and it hasn't really proved to be a sustainable habit. Instead, reevaluating and constantly reevaluating why you're using social media, why you're using technology, if you're using it for the right purposes, has been shown to be more effective for improving mental health. The concept of digital minimalism, which involves intentionally reducing one's use of digital technologies to focus on more meaningful activities, is really crucial. So replacing it and kind of distracting yourself and making you do other things. This approach emphasizes setting clear boundaries around technology use and just overall mindfulness. So you're balancing. And an addiction to technology has also been linked to increased anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. A study by the Pew Research Center found that 46% of Americans say they couldn't live without their smartphones, and 61% admit to using their smartphones during social occasions. So we can see that it's really impacting the majority of people. and we don't really know the consequences in the long term yet, since it is just a couple decades old. The use of technology activates the same reward centers in our brain as drugs and alcohol, so it's leading to compulsive use and just downright addiction, even though it's not classified as um, an acknowledged addiction in science. Um, Certain groups, such as adolescents and individuals with pre-existing mental health conditions, may be more susceptible to developing technology addiction because of their prefactors. So this is kind of what I got before going into the project, trying to figure out what does and doesn't work. So for the interviews, I actually created a flyer with some tearaway like little strips that people could take, and it had my phone number or my email on it and a little excerpt about the project that I was conducting this semester. And it was just, I'm talking about what I'm doing, and if you feel like you've been affected by this or you want to decrease your screen time, I'd love to sit down and talk. And I actually did get 3 interviews, 3 text messages from people who were interested, and they provided a lot of good insight going forward with this project. Interviews with the individuals said that they self-identified as addicted to technology. There were feelings of anxiety, stress, even social isolation when they were on their device too much, so turning down plans, or pretty much just not talking to people when their device is around. And this is some things that even I've experienced, a compulsive need to check your device, even when there are no new messages or notifications, because the colors, everything that's, these social media companies know hooks you, is like slowly being ingrained in your brain as little hits that we become addicted to. Some even described a feeling of having lost control over their use of technology. They want to stop it, so there's like an awareness, there's a want, but they really just don't know how. They've tried multiple types of things, multiple different attempts, but nothing has really worked. This can lead to, they said, irritability, insomnia, and even headaches. One girl that I talked to who gamed for loads and loads of hours said that when, she was getting off of the device, she experienced a lot of those symptoms. So, and so some of the interviews have described a feeling that their addiction to technology has just had an overall negative impact on their personal relationships and quality of life, which I think can be said for a lot of people who are more interested in this topic. So, after all of those findings, I created 3 goals that I wanted my product to do getting through this. So my first goal was to just raise awareness about this general topic. This project might aim to raise awareness about the negative effects of excessive technology use and the benefits of taking a break from screens. This zine includes science, graphics, and personal stories that highlight the importance of digital detoxing and inspire readers to make changes into their own lives, which goes right into my second goal of self-reflection. Even if we can't completely create a works for everybody solution, maybe people can use this product and reflect inwards and just maybe recognize their patterns and behaviors and make the according adjustments. So this zine is designed to promote self-reflection and introspection, encouraging its readers to examine their own relationship with technology and assess the impact it has on their lives. We do this through prompts, exercises, and affirmations to help the reader gain insights into their own digital habits and develop a more intentional and mindful approach when using technology. And the final goal is to foster a community. Since technology addiction, overconsumption isn't really acknowledged as an addiction, even though multiple studies have shown that it's accessing the same serotonin receptors in our brain. If we can foster a community among people who have the same interests and are working towards the same thing, I think that would be a really great uh, positive of this product. This zine is also accompanied by a landing page and social media account with loads more information where people can connect. It's great for local meetups or support groups for people with these common interests. So, next up, I have designed a user persona of what an ideal customer of our product might look like. So this individual's name is Caitlin Conrad, and her goals are to decrease her screen time and social media usage, just be more mindful when she is online, and enjoy the moment and be more present rather than mindlessly scrolling for hours, which we all catch ourselves doing. So her frustrations is that she is really addicted to social media, and every time she posts and the likes and the comments and the notifications, all her schoolwork and her job, which she works in marketing and is getting a degree for, include force her to be on her cell phone and on a computer a lot of hours of the day for updates and information, and she's just pretty much overwhelmed on where to start. So these are all personalities, I think, of a lot of young adults, 19 to 25, that are in college, finding that all their schoolwork is online, finding that, their iPhone doesn't ever leave their hand, and, they're just like, why can't I be more present? So she says that I have been wanting to break free from my technology obsession for a while, but I realized I just can't anymore with my thoughts. My muscle memory tells me to pick up the phone, and I don't want to anymore, and I'm willing to do anything. So why not try a zine? And this goes into the competition and pretty much what I have researched that already exists within digital detoxing online and another zine that I found. So I only found one other little workbook magazine that someone created. Her name is Leonie Dawson, and she is an international best-selling author, an entrepreneur. So I found her site while researching for different types of zines, and you can see a picture on the right of what it looks like. It says, "Why do we do everything we can to avoid the great gaping silence?" So they read more books than internet. So you can really see the theme that she was going for, the type of text. Um, it is very homemade looking, which I think is very unique and good. Um, Although I think like it was kind of designed in like this is more for a child, kind of short and sweet, and and I think is impactful, but I think something more functional and more professional would really, with clear solutions, not suggestions, would really uh, be better for our target audience. So I want something that's a little bit more modernized and would sit out on your coffee table with a clean aesthetic, which is exactly what I kept in mind when developing and creating my zine. So the second part, which I'll go into later in my user feedback, was this short little workbook called Unplugged. And it's just a little thing that people can buy. It's like a little ebook that you print out, and it has a series of prompts: reflect, brainstorm, and reset. So it's a 7-day detox challenge that users can buy that talks about apps, internet, email, cell phone settings, your daily habits, and you're pretty much writing in it, talking about your personal experience, and hopefully it's going to really cause you to reflect on how to get more off of social media, which is something I thought was really cool. And I wanted to include an aspect of it in my zine. But that's just it. It is a workbook. There's, if the user wants to find more information on it, they're going to have to go elsewhere. It's something that, you might do once and never pick up again because you don't want to buy it again. You've already written all over it. We wanted our zine to be something that you can pick up over and over again anytime that you feel overwhelmed, and just, want reminders on how to get away from your screens. So the first draft, I created a mini prototype, and I was researching all about zines, and I just was looking up examples, and I folded a paper into this cute little, I think it's 8-page zine, where I used some markers, I used sticky notes to try to just visualize what this is going to look like, some of the topics and the themes that I wanted on each page, because I wanted the 2 pages to go together. I didn't want one page being separate from the other. So here we can see, at this point, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do a homemade version and do more printing, or if I wanted to do it all online. So I tried both. And here you can see is like I had a little title, Too Much Tech. I had the beginning with, accolades for, good job on starting. And then I had a science portion, the detox portion. And then the back was pretty much talking about, some reflections and, big topic things. Next up, I took that and I put it into Figma, just to kind of get more of a visual of what I was working towards. I decided that my front page was going to be actually an iPhone. I thought it would be really neat. The front and the back would be an iPhone. So it looks like a phone, but it's not, obviously. There's a lot more text I could fit in, and I wrote the little blurbs on each side to represent the topic of that page, so I knew what I was going into. This was to help the design aspect and kind of aesthetics, and see how I could position things and just make it look as visually appealing as possible, for our users. So after showing both of these drafts in class to my peers, and to my professor, I collected 4 things that I think I should incorporate into my final draft. And that was a reflection questions or affirmations to really just hammer home and like make people evaluate, include those maybe at like the end of the page or at the end of the book. More interactivity means more personalization. So kind of going back when I was researching about the workbook, a lot of people said that would be a great idea. They'd be really interested in. In terms of the size of the zine, I got some feedback that said people thought that if you want something for your coffee table, maybe you should go and create something that wasn't like a miniature book, like maybe an actual zine, like an actual book size, which I thought was really interesting. And then a lot of people talked about wanting equal parts images to equal parts writing. So not one overpowering the other. It doesn't feel like an actual book, and it doesn't feel like a total picture book, but they go together, little blurbs everywhere. So it's easy to read, but fun to also take in with your eyes. So going forward and incorporating everything that I researched, the feedback that I got, and just working through everything, I was able to produce my final deliverable. So here we can see what the workbook looks like, Digital Detox. The first 2 pages are an about me, the project, what I'm working towards, and what I want people to get out of it. The second one was my user stories, my interviews. You are not alone. So letting people know that they're not the only one struggling with this, even though not a lot of people talk about it. Next up is the science behind it. So understanding why your brain is addicted to your phone. And here we have, a little picture intermission with affirmations on the bottom and reflections that kind of make the user think. Next up is the mental health aspect of it. So kind of looking into what social media does on your mental health, which I think is crucial. Then we get into the solution, the digital detox. We have a little blurb explaining, then some tips and tricks that users can employ into their life, some great activities that they can replace instead of going on the screen, and then an ending page with some reflections, and then you can see the back of the phone, and what it looks like. And then I had not done this yet, but here we go. The back, I added the workbook component, so I taped in a little folder, and as you can see, you open it up, and there would be more than one, obviously, when you buy it. And there's just a little digital detox checklist for people to do for 4 weeks, and it's customizable. You choose 4 or 5 each week, and you are able to make a difference, hopefully see a difference, and enact those healthy habits into your life. So, as you can see, it is all done. It's printed out. It's colorful. It is the size of a regular magazine, and the pages are really nice and laminated. And it's something that you could just put on your bookshelf, on your coffee table, and look into it whenever you need it. And that's pretty much what we want users to do. Read it, maybe show their friends, and, start being more mindful about their technology usage. So, speaking of technology usage, we needed to employ a little bit of technology into this project. So during this project, I utilized technology to promote my digital detox zine by creating a landing page for my product. Using my skills from ETBD, I was able to design and code a landing page that provided background information about the project, gave visitors access to the PDF file of the zine that they can download themselves. The page was responsive, easy to navigate, and included an eye-catching designs that captured the essence of my zine. This also allowed me to share my project with a wider audience and provide an easy and a convenient way for interested individuals to access the zine. Overall, the use of technology greatly enhanced the research and accessibility of my zine. And now we can take a look at the landing page. So I will click it right here. Okay, so when it loads, you see the ultimate digital detox zine, disconnect to reconnect. We click learn more. Here's a quick overview. So are you feeling overwhelmed and consumed by technology? Do you find yourself constantly scrolling through social media, checking emails, and staring at screens for hours on end? It's time for a digital detox. Our short zine is packed with practical tips and exercises to help you reduce your screen time and take control of your relationship with technology. Here we have a actual user image of the zine and someone holding it. Our digital detox zine, is packed with features to help you disconnect from technology and reconnect with the world around you. It includes inspirational quotes, affirmations to keep you motivated, fun and engaging activities, and practical tips and tricks to reduce your screen time. So whether you're feeling overwhelmed or simply want to create healthier habits, our zine is the perfect tool for you. There's a short testimonial from someone who looked at it and talked about everything that they liked about it. Then, as you can see, you scroll down a little bit more. Here is where you can actually download it, ready to start. Whether you're looking to reduce your screen time, improve your mental health, or create more healthy habits, our zine is the perfect tool for you. You go right here, click the link below, and it will take you to a flip book and pretty much what it looks like as a PDF copy. And you can print it out from there and start using it, which is awesome. And that is the whole landing page. We have a little thank you at the end. And yes. So, all right. Next up, we have the marketing aspect of our zine. And what I did with this was, in addition to creating a physical zine, I also utilized social media to promote awareness of my project and the importance of digitally detoxing. So I created an account and regularly posted about the topic, sharing insights and tips on how to incorporate this into your daily life. I also used the platform to showcase the zine and what it looked like completed, its contents, and encourage followers to check it out, check out our landing page, and engage with the content. Through this marketing strategy, I wanted to reach a wider audience beyond those who had access to the physical zine and spark conversations about the importance of online wellness. So, this Instagram account also provided a platform for followers to share their own experience with the topic and connect with others who were interested. Overall, the social media aspect of the project helped to create a sense of community, which is one of our goals, and further spread awareness about the importance of technology over consumption. As you can see, we can click here and we can go to um, this first link is a Figma mockup of what the actual Instagram looks like. And we also have a picture of what the actual Instagram looks like here in this little iPhone photo. But let's click the link. So here we can see what the social media looks like. We have 9 posts, a little profile picture. This is an Instagram account dedicated to my digital detox zine, created to help reduce people's screen time. You can see all the posts that I've created. Next up, we have this second link, which is going to take you to what it's actually going to look like if you were on your phone scrolling through my Instagram. So we take a look here, and this is just a Figma mock-up of everything, and some of the captions that I've written. Yeah, we can just take a look at all these, some ideas, a lot of good stuff about it. So after the marketing, the technology, the design aspect of this project was all done in InDesign. So creating the zine itself was how I incorporated the design. So in conclusion, to wrap up, this zine has been really fun, and it's a great way to get people interested and interacted with this relatively new topic. By engaging with our readers and receiving their feedback, I was able to improve my zine and just make a more meaningful impact with it. My project utilized various technological tools, including Instagram marketing, coding a landing page, and an InDesign to spread my message and reach a wider audience. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey towards a healthier and more balanced relationship with technology.